They can see what you're saying and what resonate with them, so that it becomes real. Well, a method
we don't blow TV.
completely gets taken over.
Please, can you guys kindly confirm? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Do you like my new logo? It's in the background. Yes. Hello, Shola, namesake. Oh, can somebody confirm? Can you hear me? That's really, really important. Can you hear me? You can hear me. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, without further ado, as we await Mama. Part 1 was, oh my goodness, you guys. We don't blow TV. Part 1 was, Part 1 was crazy. Part 1 was nuts. It was nuts. Do you guys prefer with or without the lights? I think the light's giving me sound check. Hello, Tue. Delectables. Good evening, people. You are welcome to episode 9. I know you're thinking, why did she say episode 9? Because I had episode 11 on Thursday. This is episode 9, part 2. Because I brought on one of the formidable, one of the, I've run out of words. I don't even know how to describe her anymore. Mama Taiwo, Dame Taiwo Ajai Lycett. Let me go tell her we're on standby for her. But you are welcome to another edition of the Gatekeeper series. My name is Adeshola Idowu, popularly known as the Weird MC. I thought to look better. I now have this poster behind me, the Gatekeepers by the Weird MC, because people are. I had Daddy Shuki on Thursday, and Daddy Shuki was like, "Mama, quickly, go and get something or put it in the background." Yes, my guest is here. I am so excited. Dame OON. And she has corrected me last night. She said she loves her titles. Dame Taiwo Ajai Lycett, pioneer, beacon of light, trailblazer. I don't even know what to call her anymore. Method actor. And I say this without sounding disrespectful, she's our own Cicely Tyson. There's just something about this woman. She's different. She's spanned generations, and it's awesome. It's my great privilege to bring you none other, the one and only. There is only one, Dame Mama Taiwo Ajai Lycett. She's in the building. Fusey Hype, I see you. Mama, where are you? Yes, I'm bringing her on. She's here. Hope I'm not too shiny. Do you like the light? Do you guys tell me, do you want the lights or without the lights? Yes. Mama. Hello, Mama. Good afternoon.
At long last, love.
I know, darling. I know, Mama. Yes. Mama, good evening. Thank you so much for blessing me, for honoring me once again with your presence. You promised. Here it is, part 2. Let's dig right in. Yeah. You know, the last time we were talking about, I was asking you why you were doing so well in the United Kingdom. You were doing so well abroad, but yet you came home. You came back to Africa. Why?
Yoruba say, Ile labo simi oko. Home is where the heart is. This is where we've got to be. This is where I've got to be. I went home in search of I went away in search of the golden fleece, as we say. Very Grecian, isn't it? And
it is.
You went there, you brought the fleece home. You picked the gold and you bring it home and develop your place, your own place. That's why I came home. But really, specifically, my husband, Thomas Lycett, saw that I was doing well abroad, that I was doing well in England, and he thought I was special. Naturally, he's he was in love with me. And he said that really, I ought to go back home so that my people can see what I was doing. I thought it made sense. And I'm very glad I listened, and we came. He said he would come to join me if I went, not to worry, because we couldn't transact a business on 2 continents. People successfully do it, but he said he wasn't going to attempt it, and that if I could get him a job, he would come with me to Nigeria, because he thought that's where I should be plying my trade. When he told me that I was an actor in Dublin, and then he said, "Well, you're wasted here. They got their own. They got their own business. You come home, and let your people know you." That's what he said. Your people must know who you are. And so I came home. That's why I came home. And it's, as you know, it's not easy. But this is home, you know. So we'll sort it out. I have to be here and sort it out. You have to pay the price for whatever it is you believe in. And that's why I came home. And I tend to agree with my husband, because all the people who were developing, who were growing up, my tech contemporary, where are they now? Really?
Wow.
And it's not a big surprise. They're not in their own milieu, right? They're not with their own people. Even those who are in the diaspora, for them to have that fulfillment, your people have to know who you are. Let them know what they spurned. You see what I mean? Because that's the thing that will make us great. That look at how we are all over the world. We're rocking. We rock the world. And it's not a surprise to me, because here, this is the first frontier, and it's going to be the last frontier. And so we are made of good stuff. And wherever we are, we'll thrive. But as he quite rightly said, come home. Let them know who you are. He didn't think it was enough for people to be hailing me abroad. He thought my people would know what they had. And I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful to him. And of course, I remember him every day. How could I? Look at us talking now. Look at us. God does everything, but then you know that he has his angels around.
Yes.
Who fulfill his assignment for him.
Yes.
So Tom Lycett was one such angel, Angel Gabriel, I called him, who thought he'd completed his assignment and he went off. At least that's my fairy tale about him. He gave me the gauntlet and asked me to pick it up and run with it. And so every regard, every recognition that I get like this, I dedicate to him. Because without that, I'll be in England. We'll be there. We'll be drinking tea and be, running around. But here we are. We're talking about how do we push our country forward?
Yes.
How do we mentor our young? How do we inspire one another? Who's going to be doing that with me abroad? How many of them do that with abroad? But you see, you touch home and I touch you and all that. And that's what it's all about.
Yes. Yes.
Deep will always call to the deep, dear.
Yes. Yes. That's right. That's right, Mama.
You will always be home. You will always be tapping home, because that's where your roots are.
Yes.
So I just start with my own roots. Well, that's a long sentence, so long answer to your very profound question.
And something else that I wanted to ask you, you now moved back home. What was it like getting back home? Getting what was it like working with the directors, getting your roles? It must have been really, really, really different. They must have thought, oh, she's different. Who is she? How were you received initially when you got back home? Because you're different. You're different.
Yes, I was. I was different. And at that time, our producers had a chip on their shoulders. So they thought I had come to show them what for, so to speak. And so I was going to have to stay in line. They were going to make me famous, they said. So you worked for the NTA, and the producers thought they were doing me a favor. But because I'd walked my journey, I knew how ignorant they were. So that's not an abuse, it's a statement of fact. They had no idea what they were dealing with. I'm not talking about dealing with me. I'm talking about the industry they were trying to run. They didn't know the intricacies. They weren't educated for entertainment management. Many of them still are not. Therefore, instead of thinking that if you got talent and you use that talent, or you nurture that talent, let me put it that way, you're doing yourself, you are indicating how clever, how savvy you are when you held that talent go. They thought they were doing you a favor, and then and people were begging for them to be able to allowed to work at the NTA. So they had their secretary there, they had their cleaners there, they were using everybody everybody wanted to be on television.
Wow.
And so you say you come from England, and you have to go through us. You see the effrontery, because they didn't know that if they grabbed this person, they could build a life, what shall I say, a career for themselves. Where are they, all of them now? I ask myself. And it's a sadness. I'm saying there's more in sorrow than in anger. It's a sadness. And this is the reason why we're not developing talent, and we're exploiting them. And that is what is behind Casting Couch.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yes. It's a little bit different in abroad. It is based on the fact that when a young person is bitten by the bug, entertainment bug, they'll do anything. They'll do everything for free. They'll sell their mother, so to speak, to do that. So these stupid people try to exploit that. But it's different. To take your Me Too nonsense abroad, it's different over there. But the producers knew what they had. They knew they were going to make money from these people. They knew they were going to allow them. But because the young talent thinks, unless I am used, I'm useless. This is talent. Talent's got to be used. Talent's got to be exposed.
Yes.
Talent is meant to be used, and used absolutely completely.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So instinctively, a young talent knows that, and will give it away for nothing. And crookedly, the producers knows that this person is raring to go, and will do anything for me to do that. So they think they're helping them. So they point at the couch. So the young people are abused. They know it's wrong, but they got to go. But the people who are exploiting them know that, my God, if I could snatch this talent, how much money could I make out of them? And they do make money. They make award-winning films and everything. It was exploitation. Well, it's the same here, but our own here are not intelligent enough, or maybe not crooked enough. Well, we don't, around these parts, we don't know our own best interests. We don't know what's called enlightened self-interest, which is if I scratch your back, you scratch my back. If you see what I mean.
Yes.
It's cynical.
It is.
Yes, but it makes sense. It's pragmatic. So we don't even know that. So they rather shun you and spurn you than use you. And then they can be seen. If they use talent, you can say, my God, anybody who can see talent it's indicating that he himself is a great man. He's a talented person, right? Because if you don't have beauty outlined in your brain, you cannot recognize it. That's why they say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You must see, you know, some people, you have a man and is married to a woman, or a woman is married to a man who's not so good looking. And they say, well, what does she see in him? I find that fascinating, because that person who marries a so-called ugly person, she knows what germ of a human being that person is.
Yes.
Because it is not the physical beauty. That woman or that person has the facility and the intelligence to see treasure when he or she comes across it. Our lot don't have. They're so dumb they can't see this. Oh yes, they gave me help. What did I do? I just left them to it. I just went, well, this is the thing about a measure of talent. We are all, when we're really, truly talented, multidimensional.
Yes. Yes.
That's what creativity is all about.
Yes. Yes.
I'm not just claiming it. If you are made to be a clever person, you can turn your hands to many things, because you can see right, left, and center. You can see through things. You have sights. You have special sights, and you have special skills. All you need is to develop them. So, because I was multidimensional, I was into business. I had this qualification. I had that. Onokon Waja, if you see what I mean.
Yes, yes. Benny.
So I started my business. Well, surprise, surprise, it took off. But you know, this is not osmosis. You just don't say you're going to do it and it happens. You know what you're doing, and you work very hard at it. And there's nobody can take success from you. You don't chase money. Money chases you. You have ideas. Money runs after ideas.
Come on.
You see? So I switched gears. Gears and went into business and made a success of it, because you have to prove that our life is not about pretty faces. It's not about waving your bust around and waving your bum about. It's not about how pretty you are. In fact, I'm so angry when people are just selling that, because women are much more than outward beauty.
Yes.
God knows what he was doing when he made us. We are in and out beautiful. Women are.
Yes. We're created in his image and his likeness.
Yeah. We don't need to flaunt anything. We don't need to beat a drum about it. We are just special. We are powerful. And I mean, because people start wetting their pants when you mention anything like that, it's feminism. That's their bogey. But
Mama,
feminism is intelligence.
Ooh.
You see? So that's where I went other ways. But I was still, since I was still this way inclined, performance-wise, I learned my business. I went to film school. I learned to direct. I learned to work with in front and behind cameras. I can do all those things, but I chose to be a performer. In any case, you should know about all these things so that you know what you're doing. And I think that background of a web of knowledge informs what I do, how I do it. I think so. I think so. Because I think they say that, and I believe that the devil is in the detail.
Context, yeah. Yes.
I believe in being absolutely thorough about what you do. And I don't believe in slapdash. I believe thoroughness based on knowledge, on facts, so that, and all that gives you confidence. It doesn't give you arrogance. If you are arrogant about your talent, then you haven't reached there. You are not yet evolved.
Come on now.
Because the more you know, the more you are imbued with that part of wisdom, which is humility. That's wisdom. It teaches you to be humble, because the more you know that you don't know.
Yes.
The more you know, you have to keep seeking.
Yes.
You have to keep seeking the truth, as they say.
Yes.
Therefore, you can't rest on your oars. You can't be arrogant and say, well, I'm the first best thing since sliced bread. And nobody can do it as well as I do. I can do it. Yes, because you are special, and we are all very specially made. Yes, no, I can't do what you do, however clever I am. I cannot do what you do, because that's your assignment. And you've been giving all the gifts and all the powers, all the wherewithal for you to fulfill your assignment. So I can't start being arrogant and say, well, look at me, see how clever I am, untie the cat's whiskers. No, then that means you ain't there yet.
It's true. Yeah. Mom, I wanted to ask you this question.
Yes, darling.
You know, after relocating back to Africa, Nigeria, and then they'll bring scripts. How do you prepare for a role? How do you prepare for it? Do you just stick to the script?
The lines, the words, words are powerful. Words are magical. The lines will tell you where to go. And that's where the knowledge we're talking about is relevant. The higher people tell me they want to be actors. Get yourself an education and read. And go travel the world through pages of books. So as you're doing all that, I'm preparing for at the end of the month we're preparing for a film now. That The King's Horseman is being filmed at the end of this month. I'm in it, and I've got the script, and I'm just reading the script. I just read the story and I read the script. I know the background. I try to know what everybody is doing. Over Sabi is my problem, you know.
No, but preparation is good.
Preparation is of the essence. So I'm there now. I'll wake up to my script. I will read and I will read and I will read. It's all I do. I don't ascribe any magical or fanciful. I don't know how I do. Let me just put it this way. I do not know how I do it. I just read the script and I let it speak to me. And then I take it from there. Because you will find your character. If you can find the character, if you're reading the script, if you know the script, and just not just play yourself, you have to know, well, I have to know what the others are doing. I really have to know what their problems are and how they connect with me. And therefore, that will inform how I respond to them. And that will inform how the lines come out of my head, wrapped with the necessary emotion and everything. I don't have an idea how I do it, darling. I've had to think about that, because many people ask me, how do you learn your lines? I do not know how my lines get learned, but I tell you, I keep a rosary with me all the time. A rosary. People think, are you a Catholic? I'm not. But I do believe in the way Muslims, for instance, how they make people learn the Quran. They soak them entirely in any surah. When they are asleep, you wake them up like this and say, hey, they rattle it up to you.
Yeah, they've memorized.
They memorize. And it's not blind memorization either.
Yeah.
It's not cramming. After a while, the scripts start talking to you. The surah start talking to you. You look at their affairs, they become holy. The word has become flesh.
Yes. That's what we do in the Bible. Yeah, we meditate on the word and it becomes flesh.
Well,
yes.
That's what I do with being an actor. The word has got to be flesh with me. So when you learn it enough, the word you will metamorphose. The word will speak to you. Thank you for letting us discuss this. You will be able to internalize that. And that's the reason look at the religious people. They're not pretending. The word has played its magic on them. They cannot help being like that because they're in reflection all the time. And what did they say to you? The way to reach divinity, the way to reach the divine is through silence.
Come on now. Come on now. Meditation.
Silence. It's through silence and reflection.
Joshua 1:8. Yep.
That's when you reach God. And who is it we're all running around chasing? That's what we are. We're reaching for perfection all the time. And that's why reflection, when they talk about prayer is not about giving God a shopping list of your likes and whatever. It's about transformation. It transforms your mind. It transforms your body. You become what you think. I am a great disciple of the word, and I don't mean that in any orthodox religious way. I actually believe it's real.
It is. The word is real.
The word is real.
And the word is God.
Yeah, it is God. We are divine. You think enough for long enough in a certain way, you become what you think.
Yes.
It's no pretense. It's not grafted onto you. It is who you are. Who was it say, when you open your mouth, you tell the world who you are. The minute you open your mouth, you start speaking, people know who you are.
Yes.
Words are important because if you've internalized what you're thinking and what it's saying to you, you can't go wrong. When I was in business with my husband, if there was any problem, I would say to him, let's cross that bridge when we reach it. Because I know that the right thing you have to say at that meeting will come to you. If you've reflected enough on the issue, God or whoever it is that's put us here will put the right words in your mouth. Oh, Nishi saw.
Amen.
You will never misspeak. You will never misbehave. When you see people misbehaving, there's a nut loose somewhere. Yeah.
A nut.
Yeah, a nut. You know, they're still struggling because when you misbehave, it means you have not realized your own divinity. Nobody needs to tell us to behave. Nobody needs to tell us to be moral. We are moral beings. That's how we are created. We're universes in ourselves. And look at the universe. Look at the cosmos. The cosmos is incredibly organized. If it wasn't, there'd be amazing chaos.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So you see, if something is going wonky, it's going bad, eventually it will right itself. Because that's the law, that's the universe, that's the cosmos at work. You give it time, it will find its way, it will come round and get back to equilibrium.
Yeah. God puts everything in order. He's the author of order.
He is
the author. He is the author of order.
Yeah. It is nothing but that. We can dabaru everything, we can do whatever it is, but he's going to put it all back in place. You don't have any power to dabaru anything in this cosmos.
Yes. Oh, no, not at all. Nobody has that power.
It will come back. It will come back to equilibrium. Or we don't have peace. There can never be peace if you don't have personal equilibrium, communal equilibrium. Forget it. There's no such thing as individual peace if you don't give other people peace.
You reap what you sow.
Yeah, exactly. Fundamental law of nature.
I wanted to ask you,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you something, and I'm amazed by it. You appeared in this very, very popular British drama, Some Mothers Do Have Them,
Yeah.
in 1972, and you
I know.
still get paid. You still get paid royalties
Yeah.
till now.
Yeah.
How were you
Well,
able to put that in place? It means you also took care of the business. You weren't just excited, oh, I'm doing Some Others Do Have Them. You didn't get carried away. You took care of business.
it's called show business, darling.
Hmm.
Show business. There is no business without the show. There is no show without the business. Therefore, and that's why I said we're still evolving here. You want to work over there, you have an agent. The agent knows they find you good jobs, they negotiate good terms for you, they also benefit. What we were talking earlier on, enlightened self-interest. That's something that the Europeans know that we don't know yet. Because even as they're exploiting us, look at the colonialists, they came here. Then they decided in their own interest, educate a handful of these people so they can work for us. You see what I mean? If they were if they were going to go according to their nature, they wouldn't bother. They'll just be using them. It's not in their interest not to put some facilities down. So they build schools and build hospitals. It's not in the, yeah, if a lot of us could die, that's fine, but they don't want all of us to die because they have use for us. Enlightened self-interest. So they built it into their businesses over there. Not because they like you, but because that's how to do business, because it's a win-win situation for everybody. We haven't gotten on to that. We're still on the greedy side where if you represent me, you want to corner everything. Any money paid for me, you're not going to give me. You'll just be giving me pittance. Whereas if you were giving me that and you're negotiating better and better, you will grow, your business will grow, your fortunes will grow, I will grow as well. We haven't got there yet. We're still at the stage where we're exploiting one another. Europe is still exploiting us, but they know enough that if they actually ground us to a stop, all the things they're manufacturing over there, who's going to buy their stupid stuff? So they talk about giving aid to Africa. They have to give us aid. They've decimated our infrastructure here and our resources here. And they got to sell their stuff so that they can make new ones. So they push their rubbish here and give us it so we can use to buy their rubbish. So they're still making profit of us. But our dumb leaders here don't want to do. They're just they got the key to the treasury. Their interest is just to go and empty the treasury. Sorry, I digressed, didn't I? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay.
I'm like that.
No, it's okay. I love it. The last time I spoke to you, you said something. So, and I wanted you to like summarize it for those who are just joining this particular episode for the first time. You said you're an accidental actor. Yeah. It literally dropped on your laps. Yes. Please tell us what happened.
I had never dreamt of being an actor. That wasn't at all. It never occurred, not in my wildest dreams, shall I say. It didn't occur to me that was the field I was going to pursue. I was going to be a lawyer. I was going, wanted to go out with me, and it was in a play. And I finished work, and I went to see if I could take him for coffee. And I went there, and the producer, the director, Bill Gaskell, of the Royal Shakespeare Company, was passing through the foyer and saw me sitting there and approached me and asked whether I was an actor. I said, no, I just come to take a friend for coffee. And he asked whether I was interested in joining the production. It was a Wole Soyinka's play. It was the premiere of Wole Soyinka's The Lion and the Jewel. And I said, well, every year when I took vacation, I went to do one course or the other. I don't remember ever taking a vacation in all my years abroad. I went to do one course or the other. this business of just wanting to, what is it? Develop myself is the only kind word I can use for it. So I thought, well, this must be what I was meant to do for my vacation that year. So I went back to work and I asked my boss whether they can have a temp. I was working as a senior personal secretary to Sam Wood, the head of research and development in the British Post Office. And yes, yeah, you know, I had a good reputation there, so, and I was treated with tremendous respect. Tremendous respect. A lot of my success I owe to my bosses. Taiwo, have you read this book? Taiwo, did you see that word by Leonardo da Vinci? Taiwo, have you seen Michelangelo's piece? Taiwo, have you read Omar Khayyam? Taiwo, and they will give me these books. Till today, anybody who gives me a book, I know that that person is in love with me. If you see what I mean love. I don't mean the other love that people think is love. That man knows my mind. I happen to think love, even sex, is in your brain. It's not in your groin. It isn't. It's in the brain. So if you fancied me, really, you want to explore my brain. That's how I felt. So they give me books. Anyway, I went to Sam Wood and I said, could I take my holiday? And he said yes. And I joined rehearsals. And the play opened. And everybody was wondering who my agents were. I didn't have an agent. I had to be given a temporary card to be in the production because they can't just pick anybody from the streets to join the theater. Even now, you have to be a member of the union, British Actors Equity. Yeah, so they gave so the company got me a temporary card. You then have to work a certain body of work before you can be made a full member. So amongst the people who came backstage to see me was the owner of Premier Management, a name, I wonder whether she's still alive, Elizabeth Allen Jeffries. I will never forget these people. And she signed me on. So she worked all these wonderful jobs I had for me. The appearance at Edinburgh, the producers will just contact her. Appearance at Edinburgh International Festival, appearance at Dublin International Festival, Bristol Ovic, and all that. And when I was picked to dance in Tannhauser at the Royal Opera House, she represented.
You danced?
Yes,
you danced
in an opera at the Royal Opera House, Covent Garden. I have been places, darling, if I can boast like that.
Wow.
If I can own the bragging rights.
Yes.
So I have,
wow.
I have waka in my career like that. And they got the, in those days, some others do have them. They have the people who are doing it, but every episode, they had a special guest. I was a special guest for that.
Wow. And
that particular episode traveled tremendously. It was shown on in-flights, planes all over the world. It's been to Papua New Guinea. I know because I get the residual. So I know where all these things are shown. And so they gave you your fee, and then they work, if this thing works, so, and it's going, your percentage of this, percentage of that, percentage, and as you know, it all adds up. If you're getting this regularly, it all adds up. Yes. And that's still going on. It would never happen in Nigeria. And you see, so we're still talking about some mothers do have them. We're still talking about that program. This is what I'm calling enlightened self-interest. They treated the actors well. The production will be making glory, will be giving them glory and honor and everything, and blessing everybody. We are yet here on our shores here to know that when we bless somebody else, we bless ourselves.
Yes.
We just want the blessing for ourselves alone. The law doesn't work like that. The law only works for the collective. The individual is just used as an instrument to put the collective together and bless everybody. And you're never going to get blessed if you don't bless everybody else.
Of course.
You just be struggling. When we know the secret of survival, we don't have to struggle. I don't think anybody put us here to start struggling and worrying about tomorrow. No, because you give your best to the world will return your best to you with more self. That's the law. That's how it works. You know. So, and if you do wrong, if it appears as though you're succeeding, believe me, you're going to copy sooner or later, because the law is intractable, and it doesn't care who you are. It's impartial. It's impartial, and it can take 1,000 years. It will still affect its power over you.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll still pay. That's why when I see people who've done wrong, they don't die. Me, I pray for them. They must not die. Because you see, I'm sorry, I don't want to offend anybody. I believe heaven and earth are here. Heaven and hell, sorry, are here. You are not going to miss your hell here. You don't have to die to go to heaven. We don't know what's happening after we die. We die, we're dead as a dodo. We are gone. If we come back again, we just go to earth. We're sand.
No, Mama.
Dust.
But we're going to have that discussion privately.
But you do something wrong, you pay for it, believe me. You don't pay for it. You know what the Bible says? 4 generations. You are still paying. Because if what you have left your offspring to inherit is your wrongdoing, what kind of a life is that?
No,
it does. All the people who are doing us wrong here, forever and ever, their names will be in mud.
But we're all.
I beg your pardon.
But Mama, we're all individually accountable. Trust me.
We are. We are
responsible. God found a way to take care of that. You're forgiven. You're forgiven. I shouldn't have to suffer for the things that my father did.
He doesn't have to not forgive you, darling.
Yes.
He's not punishing you. No. I don't think God punishes us. God has told us, you go this way, this is what happens to you. You go that way, this is what you get. If you chose the other way, he told you not to go. How can I blame God for punishing me? No. You do him wrong. We will do him that's unjust. He's not here to punish you. He gives you and promises you the best. You go and choose something for yourself. That means wrongdoing as well. Yes, he knows we're flesh. You have to work that out. You can't dig a hole for yourself and you fall into it. You're screaming to God to rescue you. What's he got to do with him is what I ask. Yeah, I told you don't go there. There's a hole there. No, God doesn't do any harm to anybody.
No, he doesn't. No. Doesn't.
If we get into hell, we put that to ourselves, because he's told us that way is not the road.
Yes.
Go the straight and narrow road, and you go to the road that goes to Yaba and Ajegule and everything, and then you end up somewhere, and then you say God has done you something. Sorry.
No. What I'm saying is he forgives, but we're going to have some very, very interesting private conversations. I wanted to ask you this, Mama.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about mentoring people? Because someone just put in a question. She's saying, do the upcomers, do they come and lay at your feet to learn? Because we need more of people like you with depth. But people tend to run after just popularity today.
I'm going to have to disappoint you. It frustrates me and it disappoints me too. Our young don't want mentoring. They think they know it. Oh, yes.
Wow.
I've been here long enough now. I have a handful of people who are my children who are there, yes. But invariably, they don't think they need your mentoring. They think they know it, they can do it. Well, you can't force yourself on anybody. I don't. I am very accessible. People who know me will tell you that. I don't have any guile and I don't have any impediments to reaching me. I don't have any airs. I don't think you need that. But people have to want to be mentored. Somebody was telling me the other day, there's a young girl doing something or the other. If I'm doing something, maybe I should take that young girl with me. I said I should call that young girl. That young girl who wants to be mentored, knows my place, has my number. And if you don't have my number, you should want to get it if you're really serious about it. That's my answer to you. I don't think, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. But the network is spinning around a bit. Some fluctuation. Oh, Nigeria, don't try me today. Thank you.
Are we back?
You're back.
Are we back now?
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is rolling up and down again now. So I don't know what that is all about. On your head, you're frozen. Your picture is frozen.
Oh, really?
Mine is animated. So obviously you're...
No, I'm fine.
Are you hearing me? I can hear your voice, but your
Can you hear me now?
Frozen.
Really? My picture is frozen. No, I'm fine.
Picture is frozen. Yeah. From me, that's if you can hear me and can see me talk.
Yes, I can hear you. Yes. Yes.
So unfortunately, I don't think our young people want to be mentored. I think they think they're sophisticated enough. They know it. They know where to get the knowledge and everything. So because people ask me, I started at theater school. They wouldn't come.
Wow. They wouldn't come.
Yeah. They would, But if I did something at something at Lekki or whatever, and make a big noise about it, they will come. And if I'm an Instagram actor and I'm jumping up and down every minute on Instagram, and I'm supposed to be famous and an influencer, they will come.
Wow.
Well, that's not my market, if you see what I mean.
But what do you think we could do to change this mindset?
To seek knowledge, you must feel that you want the knowledge there. What can we say? Look, I've been around and I talk. I'm in articles, I talk and everything. I don't know. I have no idea what we can do, because I do believe that one should be self-motivated. If you're looking for something, believe me, you will find it.
Yes.
If they haven't found me to mentor them, and I haven't put any obstacle in their way, then that means they don't need me. That means they think they don't need it. I've been thinking what happens, but in faith, then I don't think they're quite interested in all the fancy words and fancy ideas that I'm expounding. I'm not so sure.
There's a bit of fluctuation. My apologies, people. Oh, Nigeria, please. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? I can hear you. There was some fluctuation again. Yes, I can still see you, yes.
Yeah. still booting around. There's that thing going round and round.
Yeah.
Forehead
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
It's a Nigerian network.
I think it's a network.
Yes, it's a network.
Because I've done everything possible here that I said that nothing can go wrong. But I can't. I just we had it seems like we were having a good run, and then suddenly one side of the phone is frozen. I'm still animated.
I'm still animated as well. Yeah, people are still joining. We're fine. Now we're going to veer off a bit. I'm going to come back. I'm just dipping in and diving in. Your personal care, Mama.
Yeah.
What's your you still sound so young and vibrant. You're informed. You're aware of things. You're 80 years old. How? What do you do? What's your secret?
Darling, it's what you and I have been talking about. It's about the mind. It's about nurturing the mind. It's about looking after your mind. It's about making sure of what goes into your head. It's about dedicating yourself to seeking truth, knowledge, and everything. That's what it is. The mind that is the major engine. That's where God is. Have you forgotten that God has eternity in our minds?
Come on.
Do you hear that?
Yes. Yes, put eternity in our minds. Absolutely.
Therefore, if you are thinking, and you're just living and you're doing what you are supposed to be doing, the more strength you give, the more strength you get. It's the only way I can put it. I wake up every day and do things I was doing when I was 30. Yoga, I still do my exercises. I do my aerobics. I even lift a bit of weight, not serious, whatever it is. I still try to to take care of business, because if your mind is not sharp, your limbs cannot, my dear. The mind is the engine to everything. It's all frozen now.
Yeah, it's all frozen again. But I'm sure it will come back. Hello, good evening, Daddy Shoki. I see you. Thanks ever so much for joining.
Mobile. Daddy Shoki, good evening.
Yes.
So I don't smoke. I'm not sexually curious. I'm not sexually mobile at all. I am an aesthete and an ascetic in mind and in body. And so I look after myself. I own this body. This is the only thing I have, well, apart from my mind. So I don't give it away and I don't abuse it. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the living God.
Oh, come on, man. Mama.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Preach.
Yes.
Preach.
Yes, you are a tabernacle.
Yes. Yes. Mama, speak.
So
I love this. I love this. I love this.
These are all the things I say to myself, and that I look after myself. When you say I'm different, you don't know it. People don't know the half of it. Maybe why people are wary about approaching me. So if you don't have something you're offering, you're a bit nervous approaching me, because you don't know where my head is. I don't know where your head is, and I accept that. I respect that.
Yes.
I respect that. I'm not supposed to know where your head is. I don't know what you're thinking. I would never know what you're thinking. So you couldn't get into my head. But that doesn't mean you should start reading all sorts of, come to all manner of conjecture.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Mama, someone... Sorry to interrupt. Mama, someone asked the question, as someone who's aspiring to break through to the British stage circuit, what are the steps that they should take? What would you advise?
If they're aspiring to do what?
To break into the British stage circuit. What are the steps?
Well, talk to my daughter in England, Samantha Taiwo.
Okay, Samantha Taiwo. Abby, okay.
These people, my children manage me. Samantha, Khadija Elaborate. She's a lawyer. Samantha is an expert in theater, in films and everything. These people manage me. They know people will just approach them and they work things out and will come. I'll be delighted.
No, what I'm asking is, this person is asking if they want to break into that circuit. Hello? What are the steps that they could take? Can you? Oh, I can't hear you anymore. Oh, Nigeria network, please.
Break into the circuit.
Yes. So they're asking you, what steps could they take?
Are they trained?
Yes, they're trained. But I don't know what kind of training though. Nigeria.
Get a good agent. Well, what training, and then what agents you have. Get a good agent, and they will move you to where you want to be. Because things are even better in England now than when I was there. They have the diversity of cultures in England at the moment than we were a rarity in my time. So it ought to be easier. If you have a good agent, then you can work network. They can yes.
Mama, can we do something? You know what we did the last time? Can we go out and come back in?
Hello, can we what?
Can we reboot? Can we come back in again?
Yeah.
What we did the last time, you know, we went out and then we came back in again. Can we kindly do that? Because there's no synchronization
I was going to suggest
between what you're saying and your image.
Okay.
Let's do that for a few seconds. And then we come back in, please.
Yeah. We reboot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm off now.
Yes, please. Thank you. Oh, you guys. Woo! So far. But please, let's go out and come back in. But I'm fine, yeah. I'm fine. Join IMDb or backstage. DJ D Black, I see you. Suplex, I see you. I saw Daddy Shoki. I saw someone who has been wanting to like join. She put in a request to come on. I tried to add you, but Malara Wood, I see you. Shoki, I see you. Ooh, I've got very, very interesting people here. Daddy Shoki, I love you. Please, can we do something? Can we reboot and come back in just for a few seconds, please? Oh, I'm loving. Ooh, oh, you guys.